Podcast is intended for mature audiences. The views and opinions expressed are those of the panelists and do not reflect in any way those of the podcast partners, sponsors, or affiliates. Enjoy.
BoxingVoice.com.
What broke him down? Was it just the body punching? When I was hitting him with body punching, I heard him actually, he was crying in there. You're saying that Biggs was crying when you hit him? That when did that happen? And perhaps the fourth round on.
BoxingVoice.com.
So you knew you had him by that time. Absolutely, but I knew he was tough and taking those punches.
Dillian Production.
Making women gestures like,
Let's go, champ.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another edition of the Boxing Voice Radio. We are here with another morning edition. We're going to be talking Dillian Whyte, Eddie Hearn, and I think Mike believes Eddie Hearn has failed Dillian Whyte. He's gotten him no AJ rematch. He's gotten him no title shot. So it's just not looking good for Mr. Dillian Whyte. But let me pass it on over to Big Mike and get this thing started. Remember the number to call in, 1-425-569-5241.
Dillian Production.
I speak it, believe it, receive it. Speak it, believe it, receive it.
BoxingVoice.com.
So when I stop him, y'all gonna say he was too weak. He stayed out before he said it.
A man stand up for what he believes in, and when you stand up for what you believe in, you accept whatever consequences come behind it.
BoxingVoice.com.
Yo. What's going on, everybody out there in the TBV universe? Yes. Back here with another one, you know what I'm saying? Dillian Whyte. Yeah, I feel like last night I said, man, we ain't talked about Dillian Whyte here in a while. And I just feel like Dillian Whyte is one of those guys who has done all the work, put all the work in. But in my opinion, his promoter hasn't really given him the necessary shot to be great. I mean, we seen a promotion this past weekend where both fighters were signed with one promoter, and it seemed like the fight was easy to make. But Dillian Whyte, AJ, 2 still hasn't happened. Dillian Whyte hasn't got a shot with the WBC title yet, so it leaves me to think, is Eddie Hearn doing all he can for Dillian Whyte? We'll talk about it. We'll break it down. But Khan, what's going on, Big Dog?
What's up, guys? What's up? It's good to be back. Yeah, Dillian Whyte, has he been failed? Has he been failed by Eddie Hearn? Should he have had a title shot already, or has Eddie Hearn actually fulfilled his promise? Could he have taken the AJ fight? Was that not his title shot? So yeah, let's get into it, guys.
Well, first and foremost, just happy to be back. Happy to have a Khan back. But let's get right into some of the nitty-gritty, some of what could have caused Dillian Whyte's behavior. We all know that he's been shopping himself around. There's been rumors of big offers from Showtime, Dazn, and ESPN. But let's get to the tape.
This is a simple question. Do you think it's fair? I go in, I knock him out.
The argument is on the same side is you've been given a shot by Josh, right? Voluntary defence. So he's saying no problem. This is a rematch. On the 50-50 split.
No, that wasn't the offer that was made first.
That's what it was.
Even you yourself said you told Joshua that offer is not acceptable.
50-50 was where we got to. We didn't really negotiate, to be honest with you.
Yeah, but with that when the fight's like 11, 12 weeks away, like that's not gonna. You know, if you look serious, I'm not even trying to argue because we've had enough argument the last couple of weeks anyway. If you guys are serious, you come and give me something that's acceptable. You know, I know the business. I know the business. I know the numbers. So you just said to Joshua, listen, we're 12 weeks up from the fight. Offer him something. Substantial for him to take the fight. There's no point talking about back and forth.
So I think that's where it stems from, man. Like he felt basically dicked around in negotiations. He felt second tier heavyweight, second fiddle to Joshua. And I think that's where we're at. They've pushed his date back so much, Akon, as a UK fan and resident, is it bothering you? Did you ever plan on going? Or does it make a difference to you guys?
I was definitely looking forward to seeing Dillian Whyte fight. It was quite optimistic hearing that he might still fight. I believe he was meant to have had a fight this weekend. So even though the AJ fight was going to fall through, he was rumored to be on the card on the 20th, headline at the O2 on the 20th of April. But I don't know how much of this is Dillian Whyte's doing. Like, I'm not entirely sure whether it's actually him that's causing this as well, because essentially he was offered a title shot, and now he's essentially being pushed back to July, and July hasn't been confirmed yet either. So I don't think he's in a good position right now. I do believe Eddie Hearn has to take some responsibility for that, because surely if he wants to make the fight, you'd offer these guys what they want and you'd back Dillian Whyte. You've backed Anthony Joshua. Dillian Whyte is essentially the fourth best heavyweight in the world, if not top 5. So maybe Eddie Hearn needs to invest in him a little bit more.
I agree. And if he doesn't invest in him, it's up to Dillian Whyte to jump ship.
I mean, he's been talking about that for a little minute. I mean, we know he came over here with the PBC thing, and I guess shopped himself around, but seemed like he went back with Eddie Hearn. The reason why I think Eddie Hearn failed him, because we all thought that Dillian Whyte was going to be the guy to get the AJ rematch. I was looking probably forward to that more than a Big Baby fight. I'm looking at the Big Baby fight as AJ's premiere in America, but it seems like the fight is more about AJ than it is about Jarrell Miller being that American guy. You know what I'm saying? It feels like everybody's talking about AJ, or AJ's fighting, AJ's going to knock him out, AJ's going to do this, AJ's doing that. They're not really giving much resistance for Big Baby Miller. So that leads me to believe that people are checking out this fight because of AJ, not because of the American guy he's fighting. And with that being said, we see Usyk attacking him happen over here in the States. Why couldn't Dillian Whyte and AJ happen over here in the States?
That's not where it makes the most money, though. So it's like with Dillian Whyte and AJ, that's Wembley. That rematch is essentially Wembley now. It's no longer the O2. It's Wembley, or minimum Cardiff, 78,000. So that couldn't. It's not. I understand the whole allure of them fighting in the US, but AJ, the whole, Mike, what you've just said about this is all about AJ. AJ's fighting Miller, but it's all about AJ. It's because AJ's for so long, and Team AJ have said, we're not going out of the UK. We're staying here. We've even booked 2 dates in Wembley. Why do you have to accept that 13th of April date? Because we've already booked it. That kind of thing. They came from a place of, some might call it arrogance. However, now it's a case of we're finally coming to the US. And this narrative in America has also been AJ is too scared to come over here. He's not leaving the UK. He doesn't want any of that American smoke. So for him, it's like, I'm finally introducing myself to the US public. And unfortunately, it is the UK supporters that are kind of like, well, we had the big fights here, and now we're waiting for at least one big fight to happen. And yeah, it's a shame essentially. But I think Dillian Whyte, essentially, he had that title shot. We can say, okay, we feel sorry for him. There's WBC. They haven't done right by him.
Never had a title shot. Never had a title shot. Don't do that.
No. Wait, hold on, Mike. He had it in AJ. That 13th of April, that was his title shot.
He chose not to take the deal. The same way people saying Wilder chose not to unify, Mike. I mean, listen, you can accept a low ball offer and gamble on yourself. Or you don't have to. But to say that he didn't have a shot is unfair. I agree with Akan.
I think Big Baby, now you sound a lot better. I think Big Baby was lowballed too, and it took the zone to come over and add some extra money to it. So, I mean, look, man, AJ's been doing this for a while now, you know what I'm saying, giving people what he feel like they deserve and not what they want. And I guess it's an A-side tactic, but at the end of the day, when you have 2 guys on that stable, like AJ and White, why not have those guys fight again? I know what you guys said. He turned down money from AJ, $4 million, but we all know that wasn't enough. And betting on yourself, even if I win, the rematch is still 50-50. What the fuck is that? I
Hey
wouldn't
man,
take that shit
listen.
either.
I also agree with you. Horrible offer, and you know it's history repeating itself. AJ keeps giving horrible offers to his opponents. So look, I agree with you, man.
But isn't it up to Eddie Hearn to push it past the finish line? Isn't up to Eddie Hearn
I
to
think it's up to Eddie Hearn to do what's best for his business. Is Dillian Whyte, AJ best for the business? No. Bringing AJ to America and getting him known internationally and globally and preparing him for that Wilder fight is what's best for the business, because there's no way Dillian Whyte can make his fight $100 million fight. I mean, he would literally have to go knock out Wilder and Fury, and I'm still not sure. Both those knockouts have to happen on American soil, on American TV, and then possibly Dillian Whyte AJ can be $100 million fight, or should I say $100 million, I don't know, whatever it is that AJ and Wilder plan on getting, those big bucks that they plan on getting.
I hear that, but at the same time, I'm looking at Dillian Whyte now. Supposed to have the July 13th date. No opponent has even been named. Like, nobody's really been mentioned. Like, it's like not Usyk, but Povetkin or Ortiz. The sooner he knows who he's fighting, the better he can come up with a game plan. I don't know if Eddie Hearn is more focused on what's coming up next with Jacobs and Joshua. Not to have Dillian Whyte a fight yet, but for Dillian Whyte, man, it's like you're in no man's land. You got a high position in all the governing bodies, but don't have a title shot yet. And the guys you want to fight don't necessarily want to fight you, or they're busy. You know what I'm saying? He said he offered Ortiz $2 million, which I don't know if that's true or false. But if he offered man $2 million and he didn't take it, that says a lot about how they feel about Dillian Whyte.
Listen, man,
right
this show ain't about the $2 million, but let's talk about it, because you're gonna tell me that December 18th, 22nd, the offer for Luis Ortiz versus Dillian Whyte was $225,000, and they increased the offer by 100%.
That's 1,000%.
You the one went to college. Do you believe that that's what they did?
I don't believe that at all.
Come on, man.
I mean, I don't believe it, but we had Frank Smith on.
I ain't stupid.
You had Frank Smith. You had Frank Smith.
You had Frank Smith dry swallow when he heard that shit.
And he was never going to throw Dillian Whyte under the bus either. But he wasn't going to make his guy look bad. He wasn't going to make his guy look bad.
He made him look bad by the way he answered it. He went in the whole, well, if Dillian Whyte says that, then it's true. Man, get out of here. How the fuck you the CEO and you don't know? Meanwhile, I could show you a post on Dillian Whyte's Instagram, him and Eddie Hearn side by side, and on the bottom in the caption it says, Eddie Hearn and Frank Smith working on my next move. So what? Frank Smith just works on his next move whenever he pleases? Whenever Whyte wants? Or is it for every fucking fight? And he should have known about this 1,000-timed increase offer. Man, beat it, man. He cannot fool me. Dude, looking for pictures for this fight, you know how far back Dillian Whyte and Luis Ortiz are linked? It's a shame. It's a shame. All right? And you know what else is a shame? People thinking that this guy's a big star. Let me just show you something.
He's not a big star?
Well, let's see. Let's see. I could probably, because I didn't do this myself, and I could probably look really stupid right now.
What'd you do?
Okay, the Deontay Wilder hashtag on Instagram has 103,000. Okay. And the Dillian Whyte hashtag has 15,000, right? Anthony Joshua, 283,000. So let's stop with this guy's a star, all right? Should I go to... No. Stop it. Those things are powerful. The minute boxing's trending on Twitter, you want to report on it. Now you don't want to use social media in this argument. The minute that you want to say Gervonta's a star and he's got millions of followers, or Ryan Garcia, you guys use it. Now it can't be used in this argument. It's funny. But Richard Schaefer doesn't talk to people with less than 10,000 followers. Or excuse me, more than 10,000 followers. So let's stop acting like in this world we live in, social media isn't powerful. It's a clear indication. Should I put Lomachenko? Or do you want Crawford? Or do you want Canelo? So we could keep gauging and take it out of the heavyweight division. Just talk to me.
No, I think Dillian Whyte has more followers than Crawford and Lomachenko.
Really?
Yeah, he got 274,000.
Let's
I
see.
think Crawford may be at 300,000 or a
My
little bit
man,
under
Terrence Crawford is at 30. He doubles him. And we're talking the
30 what?
hashtag. We're talking people looking for you.
I'm talking about following, like people actually following you.
Forget followers. Because anybody can... Let me tell you why. You know how many subscribers we got, how many people watch these videos. That shit don't mean nothing. That's just exactly what we're using it for. An indication of your social power. But where the real power lies is when they searching you. If you put hashtag Terrence Crawford, he got 30,000. That's a 30,000 where Dillian Whyte is 15. But now let's go to Canelo because that's the face of boxing, right? And we seen AJ had what? 283. Canelo got 591. All right, let's keep going. Show you stars. Floyd. Woo! 898. Wait, what was Canelo's?
I don't know, but
I said 500. I said 500. Okay, I was going to say,
Floyd
damn.
Gonna be up there, man.
Canelo big though. Let's see McGregor.
McGregor probably like 1 million, 2 million something, bro.
McGregor just 1 million. Okay.
Yeah.
We did AJ Canelo.
No, bro. I'm not saying Dillian Whyte is a big star, but he's definitely a player.
No, I'm just showing you why Eddie is like, yo, you second fiddle, champ. You just are. I'm gonna show you Tyson Fury now. Tyson Fury. 92. Damn, so Wilder's more than Fury, but still 92. That's still a lot. That's fucking what, 4 or 5 times? Not AJ, Dillian. Come on, man. Let's see Joseph. Pica. Let's see.
The way I see it,
though, that's damn. Poor Joseph.
Yeah, he's from
oh my God,
New Zealand,
he literally only has 589.
Yeah, he's from New Zealand.
I bet you Chisora got more than that. Go ahead, Akan.
Yeah, I do think Dillian Whyte deserves a title shot. I believe it's been coming. WBC need to sort whatever the issue that they have and the confusion, they need to clear that up. However, I've seen people saying, yeah, Eddie Hearn has failed Dillian Whyte. If someone told you that they were going to make you headline the O2 3 times and put you on Sky pay-per-view 3 times, right? That person hasn't really failed you. I know what you mean. I know what guys mean in terms of, yeah, he needs a title shot. We all understand that he deserves the challenge for a belt. But how many top heavyweights do we know that have headlined and sold out big stadiums or big arenas and have headlined that on pay-per-view? So they've got that pay-per-view up, and he's been out of those 3 pay-per-views. I'm thinking it was the AJ, it was Parker. I think Parker was the pay-per-view. It was Chisora. I'm not entirely sure if when he fought Lucas Brown. Yeah. I'm not sure if that was pay-per-view. I don't think
I'm not sure it was either.
Yeah, I don't think it was. But out of those 3, 2 of them, he's been the A-side. Joseph Parker was coming off a loss. Chisora, he was making more than Chisora too. So I can't say that Eddie Hearn has failed him in that sense. I do believe he's owed a title shot, but he's not been failed because I think many people, many top heavyweights would love to swap positions with Dillian Whyte and they wouldn't complain. They would say, I love what my promoter's done. And I think that's exactly why Dillian Whyte hasn't jumped ship yet.
No, you make a great point because I don't know. Can we think of any other non-titleists to do 3 pay-per-views with a loss? Like, so Eddie is doing right by him in that sense, right? I mean, who else has this sort of, or who else has Eddie given or made this sort of marketability for, right? Like, because, like, for a guy to come off a loss with no title, never had a title, to keep selling pay-per-views consecutively, that's impressive.
I mean, even though Tony Bellew won a title, but he gave it up when he fought Usyk and David Haye. He no longer had it. So Eddie's been doing this with guys over there, and I gotta agree with Khan. The fact that he has been on pay-per-view and has sold out the O2 Arena tells me that Eddie has delivered for him somewhat. You know what I'm saying, when it comes to the financial side. But when you hear Dillian Whyte talk, man, he talks about being a champion, wanted to fight AJ, wanted to fight Wilder, and I think they are trying to impose that WBC thing, and
Damn.
trying to get
Derek
a
Chisora's only 1988. That's weak.
and get a injunction going. So we'll see how that plays out. But I'm of the mindset that Wilder, I've been wanting that fight for a long time. You know what I'm saying? You can go ahead and shut this guy up. But I think AJ fight is a little bit more dangerous for AJ. I mean, I did put together like a little video clip. Maybe we'll get to that later on. But I think the AJ fight and White fight would be a damn good fight, and I think White has a legitimate chance of causing the upset.
Yeah, the way I look at it essentially too, Mike, is I don't know. Say the WBC say, okay, well, Wilder, you either have to. I don't know if they could do this, but could they potentially say after the Brazil fight that Wilder has to fight?
Sorry.
Wilder has to fight either White or go for the unification and undisputed with AJ. Could they do that? But if that was a mandatory, surely he's just come off fighting a mandatory, so that wouldn't be due until next year. So from Wilder's point of view, he could contest that too, because he could essentially say, I've done nothing wrong here. I'm a champion. I fought whoever's in front of me. So if he was my mandatory, why are you then making me fight my second man, 2 mandatories in 1 year? So I just don't know where his title shot will come from.
I think that Dillian Whyte is just procrastinating, bro. Like, if you read anything that he puts out, any videos, like, he's waiting on WBC. He wants a clear shot, you know, and that's why he didn't take it with AJ, because it was a clear shot with a bunch of, you know, hidden, or should I say fine print, right? And with the WBC, he's banking on Mauricio calling him the next mandatory. And if you're him, he feels he's already fought AJ, so he might feel he has a better shot with Wilder, right? People think Wilder's wild, and if you're the mandatory, you don't got to give a rematch. And remember, we all know how he felt about not giving that rematch.
Yeah, that's the perfect word for Eddie Hearn and Dillian Whyte to get that WBC going in their favor. But like Khan said, even if they come out and say, okay, yeah, you're the mandatory, it might have to be a whole nother year between.
Sorry, Mike. I thought I could turn the volume down like we practiced yesterday. It's just not letting me today.
It's all good, you know what I'm saying? When you want to play it, just let me know, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's like this, man. Like, I want to see this guy in there with the champions, even if it's Fury. Like, just give me a fight where Dillian Whyte gets what he wants, you know what I'm saying? Gets that shot at a AJ, at a Fury, at a Wilder, and let's see how he comes up, you know what I'm saying? Let's see how he plays it out. But for him not to have a title shot thus far is a travesty in the sport. I know all the belts are fucking with 2 guys, and AJ got 3 of them, Wilder got 1 of them, and all that. But Dillian Whyte has beat top 10 opponent back to back to back, or top 15 back to back to back. So it just,
you love Dillian Whyte.
I mean, I don't love him. It's just like, bro, he's done what he needed to do to get a title shot. That goes for anybody. You know what I'm saying? If you put in the work, then you should be rewarded with the work. You know what I'm saying? We've seen lesser guys get title shots. It is what it is.
I don't know, man. You're right, though. I mean, I'm gonna just final thought it, right? I think all of you guys are right. I think Mike made some great points. Akan made some great points, and the title, I think, is correct as well. I think Eddie has failed them. If you think about a guy like Andy Ruiz and Joseph Parker, well, Bob got them both a shot a long time ago. Like a long time ago. And it was a simple vacant shot, you know? So it's up to your promoter to put you in position. And again, if we keep using Bob, look at, he's gotten Oscar Valdez a shot. And, you know, no one on this panel can name Oscar Valdez's 3 defenses, you know what I mean? And he's got like 7 already. So does Gilberto Ramirez. Promoters get you shots. Robert Easter's coming off of a, loss to Mikey, and he's getting a WBA regular shot. The reason I bring it up is because I don't know, Mike, you sent me that audio or no? I think Elms put it in the chat if you want to resend it and we could play it, or you could go ahead and play it. But Dillian Whyte was very interested in the WBA regular shot. He offered Manuel Charr some high money. Manuel Charr denied it. He said he just wanted to take the fake belt from him and then vacate it, allegedly. But we all know what he wanted. The same thing Big Baby wanted, leverage. WBA regular is still leverage.
How much leverage is it, though?
Obviously, it's some.
Man, Charr ain't did shit with the belt.
Lamont Peterson held it, right?
But and they used it. Had it for like 3 years. And ain't
don't
done
matter.
Shit with
Lamont Peterson held it, used it to get that Earls fight. Robert Easter using it right now to make his Rancis fight bigger. Manuel Charr turned down $500,000 versus Big Baby on Dazn. So it means something. It's leverage. I mean, if they offering you $500, it's something. Luis Ortiz was offered $500 on paper versus Wilder. So you tell me if it ain't leverage, brother.
I mean, I don't know how much leverage it is. I mean, I hear the 500,000 point, but I just feel like Big Baby actually wanted that belt, and he thought he had to get that belt before he fought AJ.
Yeah,
now,
but it don't matter. It still raised Char's possible pay. If he wanted, he could have accepted $500,000. If he, you know what I'm saying? You think somebody's gonna offer him $500,000 just to fight him without that belt? Think that?
No.
All right then. So it does give you leverage.
Yeah, I guess so, but I really don't put. I mean, I ain't gonna say that, but yeah, I'm not putting much stock in the WBA regular. But Manny Pacquiao has.
Call me Mr. Chimney. I want smoke.
Yet, Top Rank was building Jose Benavidez as a champion. Remember, he won the same. Yeah, he won the same WBA regular at 140 off of Mauricio Herrera.
I thought he had a WB silver or some shit.
WBA regular, he won it off of Mauricio Herrera.
Okay, I'm still not putting no stock in it.
Mm-hmm. Top Rank did.
He got beat up too.
Top Rank did. Hey. Oh, let me tell you what else. Here goes an even better. Here goes an even better indication of how much leverage the WBA regular is. Daniel Jacobs. He was supposed to get 25% versus Triple G in a big fight on pay-per-view, which did 170. They was like, no. Let's renegotiate that percentage. Because he got a belt. Because he was a mandatory because he had the belt. Google it.
Because Al Heyman wanted to go to purse bid, and we all knew Triple G was not going to go over to a fucking another networking fight.
Mike, you're not getting it. Bro. Mike, you're not getting He think he did something to count. Listen.
No, but
listen. Just hear me out. Just hear me out. If you don't win the WBA, you don't threaten to go to purse bid. Al Heyman can't pull out the big wallet. Daniel Jacobs is not in the purse bid with Gennady. So the WBA is something. It's leverage, champ. Let's just move on. You're losing here. You're losing.
It is something. It's leverage. All right, I feel you.
It is leverage. I mean, think about it. If Daniel Jacobs doesn't have that belt, then he just got to fight Gennady as a voluntary and get whatever they offer. He's got to accept the offer like Dillian Whyte. But if you get that belt, when you fight AJ, you can possibly be the mandatory. Even though we've only seen AJ get mandated by the WBA once, and that was when Luis Ortiz had it, and then he popped, so then they didn't even make him do a mandatory, and that's why Charr and Oquendo and all this weird shit's been going on for so many years in the heavyweight division, bro, with that WBA.
I sent you that clip Elms wants you to play.
All right, let's see it.
People would probably rather see you fight a Povetkin or an Ortiz, surely?
Yeah, of course. Those are fights that we're looking at. Those are fights we're trying to get. But like, once again, these guys want too much money. These guys are trying to get the same money they get to fight Joshua to fight me. And I'm like, well, you made $500,000 to fight Deontay Wilder. We offered you $2 million to fight Luis Ortiz. Listen, I offered Luis Ortiz the fight 3 separate occasions. Didn't want it. Povetkin agreed to fight me. Didn't want it. What can I do? I keep trying to fight these guys. These guys know I'm a problem. I can say, I bring arms ass to your mum's house. That's all. Not your mum. Your mum's.
My mum is cool.
I'll bring.
Not your mom.
Hey man, that's like funny, bro. It's
I
how I bring them
guess.
to your mom's house.
I guess that's your man's in them, man. Let's see if we can get through this one finally and then get out to the callers. You know the number to call in? 1-425-569-5241. Press 1 time to voice your opinion right here on the Voice of the People hotline. Don't forget to subscribe to the YouTube channel.
Adrenaline or Vaseline, and he's now getting. He's got nose damage and closed eyes. Good work from Dillian Whyte.
Big combinations. Lucas Brown will try and chat one more, but he can't.
So that'll give you a bit of energy.
Style! Chisora 3-1, and then boom, the left hook. And you know about Dillian Whyte's left hooks.
Then be back on him again with another time. Some of the cobwebs.
Well, that was Joshua hitting after the bell, and Whyte not having any of it. Whyte on it, crunching right hook. Whyte can certainly take a punch. He shook Joshua. Joshua's hurt. Joshua.
Yo, FYI, when have you seen us play a highlight reel? Mike really loves Dillian Whyte.
Remember to rate us 5 stars on iTunes.
These calls are brought to you by El Camino Electrical Services, experts in electric vehicle charging stations. For consultations and turnkey installation, visit us at elcaminoelectricalservices.com.
Bro, hold on, whoa. We put this together because of the new software that we have. All right, so they can expect to see a lot more of this. This was the first one, and it just so happened to be Dillian Whyte.
You know, it just so happened to be Dillian Whyte that you went the extra mile for, you know? It's strange, but yo, whatever. Marlon Sims, talk to us. Good morning, champ.
Good morning, man. How y'all feeling today?
We good.
Yeah, man. I was just calling, man, giving y'all an update. Too. I might be fighting on that July 13th card. It's gonna be back at the Armory here in Minnesota. So that's what we shooting for. To shoot on that Jamal James undercard.
Okay.
So
Do you know who?
Definitely one of the.
Do you know who your potential opponent could be?
At this current moment, nah. So nope, we're still getting that figured out. But hopefully it's gonna be a nice, tough one. Something that's gonna be good, a good showing. I don't know if it's gonna be televised yet. It might be one of the swing bouts, but it's gonna be my first 6-rounder.
All right, man. We'll peep it out, and best of luck to you, brother.
Well, Marlon, definitely hit us up on social media so we could give you an official interview before the fight, bro.
All right, I'll definitely do that. I know I got Ron on Twitter, but I'll definitely contact all of y'all.
Yeah, I mean, you can hit Ron up, and he'll set it up for sure. He's with us. But we're going to get to some other callers. I see you doing road work or work because background noise. Crazy. But let's go out to Super Chats. We got Clippers game. GGG. Hot damn. Near 10 defenses with the WBA regular. Mike, you acting like that wasn't for you?
What happened? Who had 10 defenses with the WBA regular?
GGG.
You serious?
What?
You serious?
That's what Clipper Game's saying,
Yeah,
champ.
he don't know what he's talking about.
Why?
Danny Jacobs had the WBA regular. GGG had the WBA super. That's why Danny Jacobs wasn't mandatory for Triple G. Once Triple G beat Danny Jacobs, that belt went back where the fuck it went. Triple G didn't take it. So try again, Clipper Game. But shout out to the Clippers last night for beating the Warriors. Good job.
I don't know Clippers game. I don't know should we believe him or not, man. Akon, what's up, man? You all quiet? Nah, it's caller time. Let me stop. I know. Let me stop putting pressure on you. It's caller time. I'm faking it. Listen, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button if you're listening to us. We're live right now, and we're working. We're going out to Looks like Stunner in New Jersey. What up?
Yo, y'all can hear me? Can y'all hear me?
You a bit low.
All right, I'll speak a little bit louder. All right, so I hope Akan's listening too, because I want everybody to listen to this. So, can you guys name me who the WBC Silver Champion is in any division?
You really low. But WBC champion any division is. That's the question. I want to say silver.
Josh Taylor is the 140 WBC silver champion in 140 division.
And I think Dillian Whyte is a silver champion, right? He's got some WBC belt.
Yes.
Stunner, you very low though. What's going on, man? What you using over there?
Listen.
We can't hear you, bro.
I can't listen to you, brother, if I can't hear you, Ed.
Troy in Baltimore, good morning.
What? What's going on, Troy?
Hey, how you doing?
Yeah,
hey, man.
I got a hold of it again.
Hey, man, push mute, guys. If you ain't talking, push
all
mute.
you dudes with this background noise and these fucked up phones and Bluetooths, y'all better get it together, man. We gonna go out to somebody that don't disrespect a possible DAZN fighter. And when we talk about the CEO or the man that runs DAZN, we only could be talking about two people: Eddie Hearn, H Money.
H
Money the shit. Working that bitch. Ballin' like Swish. Diamonds wet like a fish. Pull up with them sticks. Come fuck with the clique. We fucked on your bitch. She sucking the dick.
She did it all. That's my shit right there, nigga.
Yo, what's going on? It's your boy H Money, Mr. DAZN, the Boxing Boy 2019 Rookie of the Year. I just want to talk about Dillian Whyte. And yes, he is a top 4 heavyweight. I would say a top 4 heavyweight. And let's just look at the history of Dillian Whyte right quick. You know, Eddie Hearn gave him a title shot already. Eddie Hearn gave him a shot to be undisputed against Anthony Joshua. He fought against the cash cow, Anthony Joshua. So Eddie Hearn should get some credit for that. And Eddie Hearn made him a millionaire. Dillian Whyte, he's doing pay-per-views in the UK. Dillian Whyte is known all over the world. Dillian Whyte is a star. And if he wanted to leave Eddie Hearn, he had a chance a couple weeks ago, and he never left Eddie Hearn. So shout out to Dillian Whyte. Come home to DAZN. You are part of DAZN. I can watch Dillian Whyte fights on DAZN. So he is a DAZN fighter. He ain't going nowhere. And I just want to shout out Regis Progress. He's a 140 champion. He fights on DAZN. He's from America. He's an American champion on DAZN. He's fighting out of New Orleans, by the way. So shout out to Regis Progress. You heard me? You did.
H Money. Good morning.
Definitely, man. Big ups to my nigga Regis, man. We're gonna try to get you on this week.
Yeah, man. So what are you guys thinking about this energy? Let's see if Troy is available. I know you had some background noise. Troy, you ready?
Yeah, man, I was talking to somebody, but I'm good.
What's going on, Troy? How you living?
Eddie Hearn, good. How's the training, brother? Everything going good?
Man, day at a time, big dog. Getting better every day.
Yeah, I don't think Eddie Hearn did anything to hurt him at all. He was offered a fight with Joshua. He didn't take it. Now he's he's in limbo until something comes up that I guess.
Troy, let me ask you a question, man, real quick. Before you,
yes, sir.
Before you get into it, say you are a contractor, and you just put on 3 or 4 of the best houses that you ever did, and people absolutely love them. People are talking about those houses, and I come to you and give you a offer for a house you did 5 houses ago. Would you take that offer, or would you say, man, look at my past work and raise that offer up a little bit more?
Well, I actually used to be a contractor. I owned a cleaning company, and I look at things differently. If I'm working with a purpose and instead of just doing things, on purpose or whatever, then basically I'm just going to take it because you know why? Because it's going to lead to bigger things. Someone else is going to see that work, and they're going to offer me that money I want. It's not always about the money. It's about getting what you want. You understand what I'm saying? Everybody talks about the money, but all these people that turn down contracts, they turning down title shots as well. So you telling me?
Cut it.
One thing I should have put in there is, as a contractor, you're not getting hit in the face, and it's not bodily harm against you.
Mike, you have to understand as well. If you put it in relation to like artists, for example, if someone says to an artist or a rapper, "Come perform at Coachella for free," they're not going to say, "Oh, do you know what? Meek Mill, for example, who gets paid allegedly $250K per performance, he's not going to say I'm turning that down," because they're saying that's Coachella. I'm going to do that. I'll be there early, and they're doing it for free because they know a big performance there will make you so much more money in the future. It will elevate you to a whole different level. Not everyone gets the opportunity to perform there. Not everyone gets a title shot. So there's that side that you have to look at it too. I understand the whole part of value, but there's also the bigger picture that a lot of these fighters they're not looking at. But yeah,
I agree with that because artists and rappers do free performances all the time for the Super Bowl. So I see what you're saying.
Let's go out to the UK. We got Solomon.
New York got the formula. UK got the formula.
Hey, Messi hooked man up, yeah. Love that.
What's
good, going on,
champ?
So, what? Aside from that interview though, with Dillian, yeah, what's he said like in the last 24 hours or something? Has something come out?
No, just me using my brain.
This is just Mike in love with Dillian, trying to keep him relevant. I can't wait till Deontay see this shit.
Oh my god! Why?
Yeah, it's all good, man, isn't it? Because that's what I was thinking. I didn't think Dillian said anything. That was a while ago, but no, man. Yeah, I ain't trying to cause no beef or nothing. Dillian, he's in a sore spot, innit? Like, so I don't know. I don't really know what Dillian can do. I think he should just stay where he is, man. If he goes to ESPN, he's just going to piece himself out.
Has Eddie Hearn failed him?
I don't know, man. I can't say he's failed him. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, he's put him on. Like, he's a millionaire. He's not a world champion. Like,
outside of the money, because boxing, we always go to make money. Fuck the money. Accomplishment. Fight. Accolades. Has Eddie Hearn
he's
failed
probably
him?
done more than your man's done. All your man's got is a belt. But I don't think he's been failed, innit? Like, he's in a hard spot. Like, there's only two people that are holding the belts. That the Fury fight, that's just for a resume. He's already fought these hard men. If you want to, like, how you put Ortiz up there, Dillian's fought these hard fights. Like, he's been tested. Like, he's ready, innit? And it's unfortunate he's in the position he's in, and it is what it is. But I don't think he has any point anywhere else. Sorry?
Yeah, I don't think he fought anybody on the level of Ortiz just yet. I think he beats Ortiz right now at this point, based off the last two fights that I've seen from Lewis.
Going out the pound for pound supporter in the New Orleans. R&V, what it do? Good morning, champ.
What's up, Wardy?
What up?
I know it's been a minute, man. I've been real busy trying to grind out here with this business shit. This shit harder than what it look like, but it's life. It really cringes me, and Troy, it cringes me when y'all talk business, because y'all clearly sound like y'all, the most y'all ever ran was a lemonade shop. Because y'all keep trying to compare stuff that ain't the same. Boxing is like a fleeting business. It's almost like a model. Like, you only get one shot with a certain amount of people. I can understand if y'all talking about 147 or the division that's stacked with a lot of people, but the heavier division, they ain't got too many people. So you telling all these fighters take these cheap fights against the top opponent, you ain't gonna have too many more big paydays with other opponents. I mean, say this. Say Dillian Whyte, beats Joshua. He loses a potential probably making 4 or 5 more million in that fight. Then the next fight, he's losing a whole bunch of money on that 50-50 rematch. So y'all talking foolishness, bro.
Yeah, man. It's
Khan, I'm giving you the stage. I know Mike doesn't like to give you the stage. I got you, cameras on you, the crowd's waiting for you and your rebuttal.
that to me that makes zero sense, because at the end of the day, you're going after a champion, and these contenders, they need to start putting value on winning a belt and being a world champion. He was offered $4 million. The terms were agreed. Let's not mislead anyone that's listening. Dillian Whyte agreed all the terms that Dillian Whyte wanted. He agreed to the 50-50 rematch. He agreed to the 4-point-something million. He agreed to it. He was unhappy because he wanted a 20-week camp. So let's not fool anyone and say he wasn't paid enough. He was paid enough. We're not telling Dillian Whyte to accept $1 million. Dillian Whyte was happy. He accepted the money. He accepted the rematch clause. He accepted the 50-50 rematch. He wanted a 20-week camp. And AJ said, no, I want to fight April 13th. The fight didn't happen. So let's not act like Dillian Whyte was undercut and he was underpaid and he was undervalued. He accepted it. So make sure when you're calling in and we're essentially saying Dillian Whyte will have more leverage, in my opinion. If he was to take that fight and he beat AJ, he has more leverage. I believe he makes more money in the rematch. I believe if he takes the fight with Deontay Wilder, he makes more money. I think even if Dillian Whyte was to lose the fight with AJ in a rematch after beating him the first time, I genuinely believe it still means his stock's risen because he's the only man to have beaten AJ. So his stock would rise. There's a value in becoming a champion. Suddenly it's like, oh no, it's all about money. It's not. There's value in becoming a heavyweight world champion. It's the biggest division in boxing.
But man, you still gotta get paid though, man. At the end of the day, you gotta get paid with what you feel like you're worth because, like we seen, and I hope he's doing better now. But Adonis Stevenson should have happened, bro. In the sport of boxing. And at the end of the day, and we talking about heavyweights. Let the man get paid what he think he deserves.
Alrighty then, let's get on out to Boomeranger, formerly from Bermuda, or should I say the artist formerly from Bermuda, Oliver in Cincinnati. Good morning, champ.
Yo, what's good? How's everyone?
What up? What up?
Yeah, I to be honest, I don't think that Mike is considering all the variables. Like Dillian Whyte.
Oliver, can you check the background noise?
Yeah, get out of Cleveland with that shit.
It sounded like it actually sounded like he was in Bermuda.
I know with the ocean
by the
and
ocean and shit. But you're gonna have to unmute yourself. I muted you for sound quality purposes.
What variables am I leaving out?
Is this better?
Yeah, just go for it.
Well, number one, Dillian Whyte consistently says that he's his own manager, and he's made numerous decisions. The WBC mandated him to fight Brazil, also to fight Luis Ortiz, and he declined all of those options. He put all his eggs in one basket because he thought
I don't believe he was mandated to fight Ortiz.
They did. They made it the second mandatory after Brazil, and then Brazil said he was willing to fight him. Brazil openly came out and said that he was willing to fight him because it was unclear who Deontay Wilder was going to fight. In addition to that, I mean, if we can let's just look at his last 4 or 5 fights. Who is it? Hellenius? That was a shit show. Lucas Brown looked like he just got off the fucking couch. I was never high on Joseph Parker, but he was a former champion, so you have to give him credit. And he fought old ass Derek Chisora. Now that's big in the UK, but considering for a world heavyweight championship, he's not deserving of anything. He brings it. I'll watch his fights, but to act like someone failed him, these are decisions that he makes. You know what I'm saying? And everyone already knew that AJ is Eddie Hearn's number one. He's going to take care of AJ before anyone else. So if he put himself in that boat, I mean, if it sinks, it's on him. It's really on him. So if anyone failed anyone, Dillian Whyte failed himself. But he's still in the running. I think it's too early to say fail for anything. I don't really rate him high.
Cut it. Nigga Dillian Whyte said by the time I fight Wilder, I'll be Ortiz age.
If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button. We're working extra hard. We're bringing you a different look. So if you're listening to us on our podcast, maybe you should check us out on YouTube. When you do, hit the thumbs up button. Future, present, past, doesn't matter. Helps with the visibility of the show. Also, you could go a step further. Drop us a 5-star review on iTunes to continue letting the world know that this is the #1 boxing podcast in the world. We're going to go out
Whoa. I got a quote from Dillian Whyte. It was published about 5 hours ago. It's on Boxing Scene. Wilder said, I got to be patient and wait. I've been waiting 2 years. Shit. I'm going to be Luis Ortiz age when he fights me. I'll be 61 years old my knees will be decrepit and old, and I will have WD-40 in my back pocket. Deontay Wilder knows I'm not going in there for a boxing match. I'm going in there to beat him up and rough him up. Every time he gets a hit, he's always rocked. So he's really eyeing that WBC fight with Wilder. I think, in my opinion, he probably wants that fight more than he wants the AJ fight at this point in time, because these guys been going back and forth. Wilder called him a peasant. Dillian Whyte called him a crackhead. I mean, it's bad blood between those two guys.
I've been wanted that fight, man.
Me too,
I've been
me too.
wanted that fight, but honestly, going through the numbers, he needs to build himself a little more. He's not known, bro. He's not known over here. Over there, he's known. If Wilder's gonna go over there and fight, huge fight. But if he's gonna stay over here, it's he's got bigger fish to fry, man. I mean, him and Kovnacki will sell out the Barclays Center. They'll do probably 20. First time they'll do 20.
Let me ask you: Does Wilder and Kovnacki do more than Wilder or White in England?
Ticket sales or views?
Just money wise.
I mean, obviously the money's here, champ.
Think so? Even with a Kovnacki?
I mean, Barclays Center's gonna pay the site fee. Showtime's gonna pay the broadcast fee. And then Kovnacki and Wilder gonna fucking sell out the Barclays Center tickets, so they're gonna have ticket sales. Nah, man, I think that's.
I'm just thinking maybe it's a pay-per-view over in England. You do it at Wembley Stadium.
Definitely a pay-per-view over in England, but
you do it at Wembley Stadium, and Showtime's going to pick it up.
No way.
Man, please.
No way. Did you say Wilder? Wilder,
yeah.
Wembley.
Yeah.
Wembley. I don't know what we've spoken today.
Stretch your goddamn legs out, Wilder. If you want to be big dog, you go over there and show AJ, nigga. No matter what you say,
he could do
no matter
it.
what you do, I can do it too.
He could do it. Listen. He can do it, Akan. Don't think like that. And turn up your mic just a little bit, not too much. You know why he could do it, Akan? Because it's a Dillian Whyte fighter. Even though they're not contractually obligated, but they work together, so it still would be Sky pay-per-view because of Dillian. Adam Smith would still want it. Eddie would still promote it, who has experience putting fights in the O2. Like, look. Let's not act like
they'll do the O2 Nez, but not Wembley. 90,000.
All right, but how many did they do with Froch and Groves? Wasn't it Wembley?
Yeah, but that's different.
No, it's not different. It's two domestic level fighters that, yes, Froch came to the U.S. Yes, he had that legendary, or he's getting legendary status, but it's still 260 pounders. We talking about Dillian Whyte after 3 consecutive pay-per-views, maybe 4, because it ain't gonna happen just because we're speaking it into existence. But after a couple of fights, Dillian Whyte will be bigger. I think they could do it. Because again, it would be Eddie. Eddie already knows how to do it.
And then you still got Cardiff. So if you don't think you can get 80,000, go to Cardiff. Put 70,000 or 65,000 in there. It's some ways to make it work. I'm telling you, man. You put that on the card just right. Come on, man.
That's the thing. You'd have to make a huge undercard. That's number one.
I doubt it. I doubt it's got to be huge.
You have to have a huge undercard.
I doubt it's got to be huge, bro. Come on, let's stop acting like Wilder isn't known over there. We see the clips, man. We see how people flocking to take pictures. I was with him. They're following him nonstop.
Wilder is known. Don't get me wrong. Wilder is known, but 90,000 in Wembley is different to 20,000 and 40,000. We have 40,000 stadiums here too. 90,000 is incredible. I don't think Whyte does that.
What's the most Whyte?
90 seconds.
20.
20?
Not even. I think 20 with Chisora.
All right, and that's Chisora. 9 losses. A veteran, old head. He's an old head.
You think Wilder does 5 times?
Hey, yo, and check it out. And that's Chisora, who he already beat. Like, come on, bruh. Come on.
Bro, Wilder coming over here, man. Come on.
And 20,000 came out for that. Oh, my God. Hell yeah. I'm fucking with Mike on this one.
60 seconds.
I didn't even think of it, but I like it. I think they could test it. Look, what's the worst that could happen? They do what Takam did, 70,000? Yeah, let's do it. I want it. Listen, unfortunately, me and Mike, we participated in Border Wars. You don't know what that is. Check us out every Saturday morning at 10 a.m. and you can watch all the Border Wars sparring, all the, fight week stuff on patreon.com/The Boxing Voice. And while you're there, check out our yesterday's episode of Untitled. Today is Film Study Tuesday, later on in the evening. So don't forget to sign up to Patreon. We will be reviewing a Terrence Crawford fight. We reviewed an Amir Khan fight a couple of weeks ago. It's time to do Terrence Crawford since he's fighting this weekend. We're going to go on drive-by mode, and we're going out to No Way on Skype. Drive-by! No Way on Skype. Talk to me.
Yo, yo.
No Way on Skype. Going once. No Way on Skype. Going twice. My man just listening. Cool. We going out to first-time caller in Texas, 214-664. Who's this?
What up? This PG Darrell. Can you hear me?
Hey, PG
What up,
Darrell.
PG
What's
Darrell?
going on, player?
Man,
What
say my
up?
nigga
What up?
phone number, man.
Hey, save me. I'm gonna start calling in all the time to ride H Money ass with all that Dazn hype. We ain't buying that Dazn shit.
Hey, man, whatever you doing, man, stop it and I talk to the phone.
Oh, my bad. The heavyweights on the UK side, they tripping, man. They need to come on over here and get this thing popping like a summer tournament, man. Let's go, get it over with. I'm tired of listening to this shit every day, and don't nobody want to fight. Cause you gotta pay like you weigh. You the champ, you gotta pay. Cut it.
Damn, Darrell. Sorry, but it is.
We all on drive-by mode.
We
so
on
have your thoughts in
drive-by.
order.
I'm sorry.
30, 45 seconds, have your thoughts in order, and then let's get it.
Julio in LA, talk to me.
Drive-by! Hey, Dillian Whyte's a little whiter, man. Get the fuck out of here. Go back in the line. Other than that, TBV, I'm out.
Julio, thanks for calling in. Mike, you still hear me?
Yeah.
Well, then we
yeah.
fucking figured it out. Now, what up? What up,
so
Chip?
So you finna play it and like
Well,
with no volume?
I mean, it is playing and there's no volume, so like, yeah.
Come on, look at him.
We going to Stunner in his workplace.
Drive-by!
Yo,
Stunner.
What's up, man?
He probably in the workplace, can't talk. Who we got? We went to everybody. We got one more. Let me see.
Yeah, man. Right now we got the Dillian Whyte highlights going on, man.
We got Mookie B. Talk to me.
What's happening, fellas? What's going on? Man, I just wanted to call in, Mike. You were dead on, cause if Wilder went to UK and fought Dylan, everybody know Deontay over there because they all know that he on Joshua ass. They get him up in the Wembley, they're gonna have to move seats in to get as many people up in there. Dylan and Wilder next fight up in Wembley. Peace.
And y'all think nigga want no Americans travel? Y'all think want no Americans travel? Y'all think we ain't traveling too? Man.
I don't know about all that. Was we traveling in the UK, you think?
I say get a couple thousand, like maybe 2,000 over there. You know what I'm saying? Ain't gonna be
Yeah,
like
2,000 there, yo. That ain't shit. That ain't shit. You know what? Let me tell you. I think we is traveling because look, he went over there for a press conference and I went and I never went to the UK. Never went. I always wanted to go. I always felt I couldn't afford it. But when it was Wilder and he was like, yo, you could come with me, I just had to pay my own shit. But it was like, fuck it. I'm never going to get this footage. And look, I would have never been in that restaurant at Nando's. You know what I'm saying? Forever, that's here. Like, I see
what?
Nando's.
What? I thought, what happened at Nando's, bro?
Oh,
thought they had chicken or whatever.
The whole chicken thing, bro. That shit was dope.
No,
that gave me a whole different outlook on my man Billy Joe, though. I keep it Jeezy.
Oh, Billy Joe was there too?
Hell yeah, Billy Joe was there.
Shout out Billy Joe.
Yeah, word. Yeah, man,
he
we
about to
done.
get a title shot too, right? At 168.
He trying to get a title shot with Gilberto, but I don't know. Maybe that happens too because of Bob and Frank Warren doing business together. Who knows, man? If you're watching this on YouTube, don't forget to hit that thumbs up button. We only got 100 thumbs up. It should be way more, especially if you're feeling the new look, the new groove, the way that TBV is doing things now. Hit the thumbs up. Future, present, past, it just doesn't matter. Helps with the visibility of the show. I'm your host, Nestor Gibbs. Find me on Instagram and Twitter at NestGTO.
Hey, man. This guy super MSP. Good one. But yeah, 175 for Gilberto. He might not be moving back down. But as far as Dillian Whyte go, man, about time, man, he put his boots on and get a title shot, man. AJ, fight this man next, you know what I'm saying? Make it a big fight over in Wembley, you know what I'm saying? And Wilder, go ahead and pick him off, you know what I'm saying? Go to the UK and put him down, because we already know that fight is going to be some leather thrown. But yeah, man, follow me on IG at Gross1911 or on Twitter at Gross2312. See y'all today later on for some Patreon.
Yeah, it's been another good one, guys. Make sure you like and subscribe. Catch you on the next one.
Yes, sir.
Peace.
Cheers.